Good morning, Miss Shara.
Good morning, Rona. Good morning to our viewers. Isang magandang Saturday morning sa inyong lahat. Thank you for choosing to spend your morning with us. Welcome to Love Wins FB Live Forum. How are you this morning, Miss Rona?
I'm doing well. I have a cup of coffee with me. I just had a light breakfast and I'm feeling pretty good. How about you, Miss Sharon?
Same, just a light breakfast. Kasi this is a special morning kasi one of the rare times I get to put on my kilay and my lipstick. So, very light breakfast. Excited to go on the show. Actually, excited ako this morning, Ronan. Medyo kinakabahan kasi mga maverick at creative geniuses itong mga kausap natin this morning.
I know I'm so privileged, I think, to moderate this. I've never really met our guests in person yet, unlike you have. But
Mhm.
definitely their name precedes them, I might not have met them, but I definitely know of their work and have already, and then I really respect what they do in the industry.
Yeah, that's so true. Anyway, before we proceed, no, I would just like to thank those that watched our first broadcast last week.
Yeah.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong overwhelming response. Masyado po kaming nagalak sa viewers po na nag-tune in last Saturday. So thank you so much for the overwhelming response.
Yes, we did
Yun.
think that reach that much. So thank you so much for tuning in. We really
Yes, thank you so much. Yun. So I think we have a lot of questions lined up for our guest this morning. Marami nangyari this week, Rona. Di ba nag-MECQ tayo?
yes.
And I've read the articles that you guys published sa inspirations.ph. May mga kasal na naganap, no? So timely yung topic natin today as we go into hopefully end of the month. Hopefully mag-GCQ tayo and then we will be slowly phased into the new normal. How do we see now the events, the special celebrations, weddings happening in that environment? No?
Yes.
So take it away, Ms. Rona.
Okay, I'm so excited to introduce to you Henry Pascual, event stylist and interior designer who's joining us this morning. Sir Henry, are you here with us? Hello.
Hello, Henry.
Good morning. Um,
Medyo
sorry,
may
sir.
audio. Oo. May
You're
audio.
Are you on mute? No naman.
Oo. Ganyan talaga pag nagla-live. May mga
Yes,
technical difficulties. So,
yes.
yun. Oh, Henry, palang wala tayong audio. No audio from Henry.
Yes. Can you hear us, Henry? Yes. Okay. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. So
Oo.
we're just going to share a reel first and we're going to try to figure out our audio. So please stay
Okay.
tuned.
Hello. Ayan, Henry's back. Okay na.
Hello, Sir Henry. Are you here? Ang ganda ng work niya, no, Miss Sharon.
Yes, so that's the slideshow no, of Henry's work. Siguro for the meantime, ako na lang mauna.
Yes.
Oo, ako na lang mauna. So, Marex, ready na siya, no? So I'd like to call in sa studio ang ating guest. He is the Director of Events for Marex Events International and is also the Managing Director of Faberex Stage and Style. Pakicorrect ako, Marex, ha, pag hindi tama ang aking pronunciation. And he was the president of the Philippine Association of Wedding Planners from 2016 to 2019. So siya yung immediate past president ng Philippine Association of Wedding Planners. Please join me in welcoming one of our special guests this morning, Marex Gaba.
Hello.
Hello, Marex. Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Hi, Sharon. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Everyone. Hi. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm excited.
Yes, oo. How are you this morning, Marex?
Oh my gosh, I've been so bored and stuck at home. So I welcome mga ganitong interviews, online, webinars, and all. So thank you for doing this, Themes and Motifs and Inspirations.ph. Thank you so much for having me.
Marex, sa lagay na yan, yung nakikita ko ng activities mo sa Facebook everyday, nabobore ka pa?
I know, yeah, yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, I see you very busy diba?
We try to push it and be creative, pero after 60 plus days, parang, oh my God, I'm running out of ideas. What do I do today? And all. So I welcome mga ganitong interviews. I love it. I'm so grateful.
Sige, before I give you the questions na natanggap namin this morning, no? Ron's, ready na ba yung ano? We'd like to show you some of the works of Marex.
Yes.
So pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, we'd like to show you some of the works of Marex Gaba, just to give you, I'm sure yung mga nanonood na Wedding Supplier Summit, kilala na ang trabaho ni Marex, but for those who are soon to West just tuning in, we'd like to show you samples of the works of Marex Events International.
Wow, where was that last one? Naka-face mask na.
Funny that you use the word last because that was the last day of the normal, somehow, because that was March 14. That was a wedding that I did last March 14. Thank goodness, because my wedding on March 15, unfortunately, did not, got postponed because that was, March 15 was the first day of the
ECQ.
Yeah.
So inaabot ka pa ng ano, Marex? Inaabot ka pa ng general community quarantine? Kasi I think on a Friday, no, they declared the GCQ.
Yes.
Kaya naka-mask na kayo?
Yes, naka-mask na kami during the preparations. And to be honest, after that day, and that was outdoors, and I don't know if you noticed, it was an outdoor event, but I was wearing a trench coat. Of course, I did not respect the weather that day. Masyadong mainit. So the following day, I was tired. I felt sick. I observed myself for 2 weeks because, of course, the paranoia at that time, especially,
Yeah.
I stayed away from people for 2 weeks. And thank goodness, I had to check on my suppliers. I had to check on the members of the team. Everybody was okay after that. So, great.
So common pala yun, no, Rona? Because I think on the second week of lockdown, I also felt a little sick, probably because of the change of weather.
Yes.
Pero nag-self-isolate for 7 days. I didn't go out of the bedroom. They would just leave yung pagkain outside the door. So,
Okay.
yeah, so talaga extreme self-isolation. Sobrang paranoid. And I
Mm.
guess kasi with the environment that we have now, that is to be expected, especially if you're exposed, doing events, di ba?
Mhm.
That event
Exposed.
we did in a hotel, in a five-star hotel, but of course we had to go to the church for the ceremony, and so we
Yeah.
got exposed to a lot of people during the preparations in the morning, to a lot of different suppliers that came from different venues, different events. So there was really a lot of exposure to different people and possibly to COVID, but thank goodness we were all fine after that. No? Napagod lang talaga na because it got too hot that day.
Yes.
Summer
Oo.
is starting already.
But during the time, Marek, how was the atmosphere at that time? Sabi mo nga last day yan before the lockdown.
Um,
Were people fully aware of the impact na of the pandemic? Because you were wearing a mask in the last slide. So did you have guests wearing masks already?
Surprisingly, the guests did not wear masks. None of them wore masks, no. But all the suppliers, I don't know if it was because I told them as the wedding planner, I reminded everybody or I advised everybody to wear masks and to bring alcohol and all. But all the suppliers were wearing masks, no. Tapos they all, during the setup, there was alcohol available. If not from the hotel, it was from the suppliers mismo. No? They had
Mhm.
they got their own. Even their food, baon-baon nila, they won't just buy from anywhere, baon talaga nila yung food. So there, people were more careful, at least the suppliers. But surprisingly, the guests, they weren't wearing anything like that, even during the ceremony. Yeah. Even in, for example, just getting off the car, walking to the
Mm.
entrance of the church, wala. They were all they felt safe. They felt
Right.
safe. Yeah.
And I think the reason we're doing this broadcast is because we want to be able to help couples who maybe they postponed their wedding, or
Mhm.
they're still planning their wedding, and now they need to adjust their planning to what kind of beautiful wedding can we have
Mhm.
amid this, of course, the pandemic. No, like we always say, we know that it's not going to go away. And so, if you have just tuned in to our broadcast, we'd like to invite you. Please do send us your questions, and Marex and Miss Sharon will be answering your questions.
Mm.
These are experts in the wedding industry, and what I love about having them is they are going to push the limit when it comes to creativity, just to bring and to help bring couples a beautiful and dreamy wedding. Okay,
That's
so
true.
um,
Oo.
hello to Mean and Angelica who's joined us this morning and is saying hello to us. Hi.
Good morning.
Good
Diba?
morning.
Oh.
Miss
After
Sharon.
that,
Marek,
after that wedding on March 14, um, it felt like we were respectful as suppliers because we were inside during the preparation, especially we were inside the room of the bride. We were very respectful, and they provided alcohol for everybody. And since everybody was wearing masks, they felt safe to be around, to be in a room with so many people, because you know naman how packed the bridal suite can be during the preparations,
true.
diba? Because
True.
everybody was wearing masks. They felt comfortable. They were very cool. They were very happy during the. I mean, not just the bride, but then the whole family was there. So that was nice to see.
Hmm. Maris, how big was the guest list for that wedding?
Oh God, I think we were expecting 250,
Wow.
but dumating 180.
Okay. Probably effect na yan ng GCQ at that time, correct?
The client, kasi a week before, mind you, I had that was a March 14. I also had a March 15, and a week before, there were a lot of news na about COVID and how fast it was spreading, no. So I was waiting for clients. I didn't want to push them, na, because
Right.
I know it was stressful, and I know naman that they were aware. It's not, people were aware because of it. It was in social media. It was all over the news. So eventually, when I asked them, but of course it wasn't like, oh, ano, yung I didn't want to make it sound too stressful, and I didn't want to sound
Mhm.
pushy because, of course, they were emotional and all. But I had to ask them, and they said we'll push through the 14th. But the 15th, wala na talagang choice because that was the start of the ECQ, no? And they were I mean, they accepted the fact na there will be a big fallout. And that
Mhm.
was guests, yeah. This is from a political family, so you would be expecting na yung 250 na tinarget namin would be uh, would be hit, no? Na mapupuno yung venue because usually ganun naman talaga pag
Yeah, yeah.
ganung wedding. But because of the situation, the pandemic, it went down to 180. So,
Yeah. But
but
that actually, yeah.
edited, tinanggap na nila. That would be they were expecting it that night. So it didn't
Mhm.
trigger them. But they were very happy to see the closest people really arrived. No? The closest people.
So somehow, Marix, that already gave you a preview of what's to come in the future, di ba? Parang from a 250 guest list, the attendee went down to 180. Now with the pandemic, with the full-blown pandemic, but I think they're gradually lifting the restrictions and we're moving towards general community quarantine. Tapos magkakaroon natin ng modified general community
Yeah.
quarantine and eventually the new normal. Right now, I think in Metro Manila, correct me if I'm wrong, wala pang specific guidelines because they say that without the vaccine, definitely big gatherings will not be possible without a cure, without a vaccine. But in Davao City, they already gave out the guidelines. No more than 25 people in a gathering. They will allow the celebration just 25. So Metro Manila, wait and see tayo. For now, it's modified ECQ. Ilan ba tayo? Five, no? Five
Yeah.
packs.
My
But
wedding, the wedding that I was supposed to do last March 15, they couldn't wait kasi sabi, of course we had to postpone their wedding, no? But and then I would always communicate with them during the ECQ, and I would ask, have you decided? Kasi di ba we were being given dates na okay, the ECQ would be until this date, and then it kept moving. So I kept checking on them. Have you decided if you're gonna push through this year or next year? And they decided to get married pa rin. They got married, I believe, 5 days ago, but
Mhm.
there were only five people at the ceremony. So they said we'll have a bigger celebration na lang and renewal of vows once all of this is over. But of course, the date is not yet set.
Right.
okay.
Yeah, so
So
that until nga there is a vaccine
yeah.
that's available in the Philippines, so we have access to.
Oo. So Rons, with the well, with that kwento of Marek, so we just wanna make it clear for those who are viewing, if you're a soon to wed, you're a couple planning, pwede po magpakasal in this
Yes.
Yeah,
environment. Hindi po siya bawal, especially if you've already done your paperwork. Tulad po ng bride that we interviewed last week, no? They went ahead, got married during ECQ.
Mhm.
mm,
Hindi na sila naghintay whenever this will be better. They just decided to get married. Okay, so and then if you go to the articles that Ms. Rona has been publishing in inspirations.ph, may mga feature tayo ng mga weddings and like the client of Marex, they got married. So weddings are very much possible.
Yes.
But how are we going to go about it? Maraming tanong sa iyo, Marex. We will go back to you in a little while. We'll just have Henry again. But siguro ihanda mo na ang tanong. Um, if we will have a gathering, if there's a celebration for you as a wedding planner, an events director, what would be a comfortable, kasi wala pang guidelines eh, what do you think would be a realistic, comfortable number if the couple would like to have a celebration with their loved ones and closest friends? Number two, if you can share some ideas on how to come up with beautiful, intimate weddings. And lastly, how can you make yung mga Zoom weddings? Because I think that's fast becoming a trend. Yung mga live streaming How can you make that more special, more memorable for the ones who are going to experience that kind of wedding? We will get back to you for your answers. We'll just have Henry Pascual come in the studio again.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, Sir Henry.
Hi, Henry. Okay na ang audio?
Sir Henry, can you can hear us? I don't think we can hear you.
Wala siyang audio.
Good morning to all our viewers this morning. Mr. Re, who said good morning po. Good morning.
Morning, Tere.
Sabi, Idol, Henry Pascual. Of course naman. Idol naman
Oo.
talaga si Sir Henry Pascual.
For those that have just tuned in, this is the second live broadcast of Love Wins, hashtag Tuloy ang Kasal. Our topic this morning is how do you go about event planning and event styling for intimate weddings? This is in preparation for couples, hindi lang couples, no? For those who are planning celebrations,
Yes.
debut, baptism, no? As we go towards the GCQ, and eventually the new normal. So here with us now is Henry Pascual to share some of his ideas on how we will go about planning and styling in the new normal. O, audio challenge tayo.
Yes.
O, walang
If you have questions for Sir Henry, please do keep them coming here on Facebook live so that we can ask him as we just address these technical difficulties. I think Marex might have answers to the questions, no? About intimate weddings or
Yes.
Zoom weddings. Ako, I'm personally very interested in Zoom weddings.
Oo. Ako, I'd like to hear about it. Kasi I think, Ronald, that's really more your generation pa.
Yes.
Oo, parang ako ata ano na, well you're never too old to learn new things. So I'm really excited to hear about like the planners, the stylists, how do you envision things happening? Posible ba? Posible ba to uh, dress up a wedding, come up with a dreamy wedding? Kasi alam niyo naman ang mga brides, 'di ba? Gusto nila one of a kind kasi once in a lifetime event to. Is that still possible with a smaller guest list?
It is, of course. The wedding that pushed through 5 days ago, that the wedding that was supposed to be on March 15. So they had, there were only 5 people in the church, no? That was in St. James in Alabang. And I
Oh.
saw the photos. I didn't just see the photos of them in the church. I also saw the photos of their families at home watching the ceremony. So
Oh, okay.
so it's possible. Unfortunately they couldn't increase. Well, they couldn't join the couple's ceremony because of the
Yes.
restrictions. They were there in spirit because they were watching through maybe through what's this Facebook
Mhm.
Live, whatever platform. But they were there, and they were even joined the ceremony talaga, no? They witnessed it, and that it was emotional for all of them because nga, it was the first wedding for, especially dun sa bride side. It was the
Okay.
first wedding in the family,
In
so
their
the
family. So how many people were in the ceremony for this wedding you're talking about?
my count, I think the maximum nila yung five. So the priest, and
Okay.
the couple, and then two witnesses.
So, and then they streamed this wedding to their family.
Yeah,
Tama.
the family. And then
Okay.
they shared it on their Facebook walls.
Oh,
Maris, you said there are photos. So there was a photographer.
I don't know. I think it was it was the, what do you call this? The sponsors, the
Ah,
witnesses.
okay.
Ah, okay.
Definitely hindi si father, di ba?
So, paraan. I think they set up the phone, the camera to go
Yeah.
live, and then
Okay.
there were also photos being taken by the sponsors. Yeah.
That's one of the questions I think, of couples. Like, does the head count include, let's say, a photographer or a videographer? And I will assume yes, no?
Yes, kasama, including the priest.
Yes. So if you're limited to 5 or 10, because as we were able to discuss last week when we did the broadcast, CBCP said they are allowing up to 10, which includes father. So,
Mm-hmm.
minus
Oo.
2. So the bride and groom.
Uh,
Diba? So you're left with 7. So bahala ka na, no? if
Yeah,
you're going to be
oo.
able to include
definitely,
your
definitely
photographer there.
suppliers, definitely suppliers will have to learn to adjust because it cannot. I mean, like, syempre, if limited na nga yung numbers sa church, the couple would like relatives, di ba?
Yes.
Closest
Mm.
to be with them. I mean, it's important that there's coverage, pero you also want the closest people to you to be there to witness the ceremony, di ba?
Yes.
So I wouldn't mind if I were to celebrate or if I were to adjust to advise couples. You have to accept the fact that you'll probably have just one photographer and one videographer.
Mm.
Maybe just get all the advice from the planner, but the planner doesn't have to be there
Be
physically.
there.
They'll
Oo.
at the bigyan na kayo ng guide, and for sure the church naman will also have people helping you out. So there.
Oo. Kasi it's not gonna be like the usual na may entourage, 'di ba? So
Oo.
it's simpler to manage.
Yeah, it will
Okay.
not be like that. So
Oo. Ito Marek's question, because that's a church, no? So alam naman natin yung church, pag nagbigay na sila ng guideline, and they say 10, talagang 10 yan, no?
mm,
For the Catholic churches. For the non-Catholic churches, wala pa atang, meron na ba Rona na guidelines?
I think Miss Joanne mentioned, based on her research, 10 also, including
And
also
also,
your officiating minister.
mm.
okay, so this is under GCQ, so 10, hopefully pagka modified GCQ, they'll add more, no? So that's the church. Ako, may question. So, may question ako. Coming from that kwento na nag-Zoom wedding yung client mo, so the family, those that were not able to go to the church, nakita rin nila, na-witness nila. What if I would like to have what if I would like to have a reception, no? A small celebration. Sa church, limited ako to 10. But is it possible to have more for my reception? Not necessarily have more than 10 in one venue. Can I have smaller, ano bang tawag natin? Ito? Parang
Multiple
satellite reception
Yeah.
venues?
Parang
Oo.
there's two different small venues, whether
Oo.
maybe
Oo. Tapos
one.
add a twist lang na, add a twist lang na, kasi ang Zoom weddings, you just see. Diba? So parang ang pangit yung i-stream, i-zoom yung kumakain kayo,
Yes.
Yeah.
10 of you sila nanonood, diba? So,
Oo.
yeah, is it possible? Because I've talked to some venues, they are now open to parang having intimate functions. So, I think they're reconfiguring their venues. So, possible yun, no, Marex? Do you
That's
think it's a...
I've also spoken to yung mga venues ngayon, di ba, their ballrooms are so big. They're figuring out new layouts just to be able, because they're adjusting to the new norm, the new normal, di ba? Plus the new restrictions. But since 10 pa nga lang, it's possible. Like what we're doing now, di ba? Pwede in
Yes.
different venues, but they don't have to just watch what's happening at the ceremony or at the
Yes.
reception. You can even ask them to speak and share their thoughts or to give
Yes.
Yes.
and by all means they can dress up the different locations, di ba?
Tama.
You can you can dress up the background or the room of your parents of the
Yes.
parents of the bride,
Yeah.
parents of the
Oo.
and then pati yun sa inyo, dress up those areas and then maybe arrange with the caterer
Mm-hmm.
food to be brought to them, to be delivered to
Yeah.
them, so that whatever you're eating,
Tama.
uh, the couple, diba? Whatever you're eating, they're also eating. They get to enjoy the
Yeah.
same things that you're eating, diba? Tapos in terms of styling, I'm sure Henry will agree to this. He can send flowers to all these different
Correct.
locations so that when there's a picture, diba, on Zoom or whatever
Yeah.
platform, it's all consistent. It's as if you're in one venue, diba? It's
Yeah.
possible. You can be very creative naman and still
Oo.
given the restrictions of the MECQ.
I agree. I was
Oo.
sharing to Miss Sharon yesterday, one of my ideas, because her idea was maybe if you rent a hotel function room when it's possible, of course, because normally hotel function rooms can also be collapsed into smaller meeting rooms.
Yes, yes.
He was thinking, what if, diba? You rent the whole place, but you still cordon it off na per 20, let's say, or 25 per room,
Yeah.
diba? So it limits the number of people in the room, but you are able to stream, let's say, a simple reception program, and at the same time, nga, you're able to interact with them. Let's say you're maid of honor, you are not able to include them in your 10, diba? You're limited 10, but you want to hear a speech. Okay, so you can use Zoom to hear the speech and you
Yeah.
can join together, diba? So for me, I said,
Wearing a
uh,
gown, she can be on
Yes.
top, diba?
yes, and that would still be great. And I think even
Yeah.
documentation wise, you can still assign maybe like a photographer per site, hindi ba? Like to
Correct.
cover because
Per function.
yes. So for me, my idea
True,
was
true.
because we are a clannish people, Asians and Filipinos were clannish, diba? So oftentimes in one home, there's more than one family that's living there. So let's say if your bride's family, si Lola, maybe, she lives with your other relatives, then that can be one site already. The bride's say ancestral home and everybody who's living there, or the
Everybody,
groom's
yeah.
home, yeah, diba? Para there's no
Oo.
new exposure with other people if this is what we're
True.
wired of.
Oo.
But and
Yeah.
again, on an aesthetic perspective, we can have it all styled the same way. We can
Yeah.
serve food, the same dishes, and maybe instead of what, kasi we're used to one team of let's say photographers and videographers coming to one site. Maybe this
Oo.
one,
And they're usually ang laki nilang team, 'di ba?
yes,
So,
Yes,
pwede na
yes.
silang hati-hatiin, 'di ba?
yes. We have a question
Yeah.
on Facebook.
And you know
Uh,
what? I
Yes.
would be surprised if they're also trying to figure out how they can do mga SDEs even from different locations
yeah.
to talk to the video teams. I know it's possible. The Filipino videographers and photographers are very good at that. So surely they're figuring things. They're figuring out how to do these.
Yes, oo.
Yeah,
Well,
We have a question on Facebook, sorry.
these are
yes,
things.
may question tayo, Rons.
I'm sorry.
Ay, sorry.
No, I was saying
Nagkahiyaan.
some
Oh.
things that we can do, not just now, no. I think moving forward, even after this pandemic, after the ECQ, kasi di ba, I've had weddings na rin na nagkaroon talaga ng Facebook Live, no, because
Wow.
they wanted relatives from abroad
To
to
watch it.
witness, no, but it wasn't there wasn't much effort in making them part of the
Part of
program,
the celebration.
the celebration. I mean, yes, it was nice that they were able to witness it, pero we can make them really part of the celebration. Like you said, kanina, they can have speeches, and all. And who knows, they can even have special performances, a
That's
song number.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we have a
Oh.
question from Summer.
Hi,
She's
Hello,
Summer.
Summer.
What's up,
I can
Summer?
feel the Summer. Yung 10 kasama na ang suppliers. So I think
Yes.
what you answered is 10 is 10. So it's up to you how you would like to use up the 10. And knowing, of course, us Filipinos and, what it's like to get married, we might prioritize our
Family.
relatives, our family members to be um, with us in the ceremony. So, if ever you choose to maybe put one photographer in, maybe it depends on your family also. If that's going to be okay that, you know, we accept one photographer to cover the ceremony or something. Or if not, maybe if you have a friend or somebody in your family who you trust to take photos for the ceremony, and then maybe your photographer and videographer can come in the
Yes.
reception, so to speak.
Yeah,
Yes.
oo.
Full time.
Especially kung ang each choose ng couple is for now, kung hindi pa ready yung mga hotels, no, or some of the venues, for now they will choose to have yung residential celebration, different celebrations in different residences. Uh, I think hindi issue yung 10 per ano kasi if you're living in one house naman for the last 60 days,
Hmm.
'di ba? So more or less alam mo naman na hindi exposed sa mga tao. But of course, syempre yung safety measures naman from the suppliers end, that has to be ano addressed also. 'Di ba?
Mhm.
So maraming things ano but having a celebration is very much possible under this ano in this environment.
Yes,
Kasi
it
nga
should
'di ba
it shouldn't stop you from celebrating love and life, no?
Tama.
yes. Kasi before was ano, 'di ba? Parang let's save events, do not cancel. I mean just postpone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wanna
And we're not
parang
just talking about weddings,
take it.
even birthdays.
Yeah,
Yes.
celebrate. Yeah, lahat.
That's
Don't
a
cancel your events, just postpone, di ba? So, pero ako, I wanna push it a little further. Parang, um, try not to consider postponing it. Um, have your celebration now, di ba?
Yes.
Talk to your suppliers. These are a group of creative people who I'm sure will find a way to come up with a very beautiful celebration for you
yes.
observing yung guidelines implemented by the government. Kasi, sure, you'll say, okay, I want to postpone my wedding, siguro next year. What if in the next 10, 12 months, wala pa rin yung vaccine? So you're like postponing and just waiting for
Because we don't really
we
know.
don't know what's going to happen, diba? Like when the year started in January, everybody was hopeful because it's 2020. Nobody ever saw that in March a pandemic was coming, diba? So anything can happen. So if you have the opportunity to celebrate now, do it, diba? I mean, love wins every time. Iba yung kasal,
Love with-
diba? Oo. Love wins.
Yeah, Sama, don't postpone. Be creative. There are ways to still celebrate this love. And yeah, the suppliers will be able to help you.
I have a
Yeah.
question. Medyo, well, slightly personal na not really personal. For a friend na lang. What if you want to get married talaga? You really want to do it already. But let's say, maybe your parents, let's say both sets of your parents, are not keen on doing the wedding this way. Yung smaller, in a way that is, follows the guidelines of a community quarantine. How can we what can we present as options to them na
I
Ang parents ang gusto ng grand celebration, tama ba yun?
yeah, or parang 'di ba baka we can wait it out naman ganyan, pero as the bride
I think the couple also wants someone to have that celebration, and
Yes.
that's why we made all those bookings, diba? Yung couple ko that got married 5 days ago, ang term, what they told me was, Tito Marex, yeah, Tito Marex.
Tito
What's up?
Marex.
Tito Marex,
Wala
yeah.
tito na.
Yes! Tito Marex, hindi na kami makapaghintay. Sabi, so they push through with the wedding. And it's understandable because imagine we've been preparing for that wedding for more than a year. And mind you, that wedding was originally supposed to be for Tagaytay. But
Oh.
after the Taal volcano eruption, we had to move it to Manila. And then unfortunately, this happened, the pandemic. But
So second postponement na pala to.
well,
Tama.
it postponed. They just moved venues. The
Oh,
original
yeah.
was March 15. They just moved to
Okay.
because nga of what happened to Tagaytay last January. And then this pandemic happened. But they said they couldn't wait anymore, so they got married 5 days ago. But it won't stop them from celebrating again once everything is over. They still want that celebration.
Yes.
I think it's something that they want for themselves. It's something that they want to give to their parents because
Yes.
are also, Filipinos, the parents are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not just saying the reception na lang when the time comes, they still want that ceremony at the church,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's
true, true.
it will be a renewal of vows. But
Yeah.
I've done renewal of vows na rin, many times na it's as if it's the first
First
wedding
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Siyempre, when you walk down the aisle, iba yun.
Iba yun.
Yeah.
Oo.
experience
So,
from
yun, oo.
5 days ago, no?
Oo.
So they will still
Yun
have,
nga, oo.
yeah.
Yun nga yung point ko, Rons, di ba? Like in the case of the clients of Marex, di ba, may nangyari, nag-eruption ng Taal.
Yes.
So, parang nag-move venue sila thinking na, oh, okay, by the time, okay na, di ba? We don't have to worry about Taal anymore, we're secure. And then the pandemic happened. So, we don't know what's in store for all of us in 6 months, 12 months, a year from now, 2 years from now. So, if you have the opportunity, I mean, nandiyan na, gawa na yung papers nyo,
Yes.
ituloy niyo yung kasal. And, it may not be the 200 guest list. O possible pa rin kung ang gagaling ng mga suppliers nyo and the venue will really step
Allow
up,
you, yes.
allow you, and not put everyone in one room. Not put everyone 200 in one room, but, may way na may smaller celebrations. Gawin mo na ngayon. Diba?
Yes.
And because you know what, eto sure ako, in 5 years time, hindi mo na magagawa kasi normal na tayo ulit nun. May vaccine na nun, di ba? And your wedding will be one for the books. Di ba?
Exactly.
Ilan lang kayo ang magkakaganyan.
So,
Si Helly daw, mukhang okay na siya. Baka we can get some of his inputs also. Paano i-dress up? Posible ba yun? Kasi daldal tayo ng daldal. Di ba tayo stylist, Rona, di ba?
Correct.
Oo, posible ba yun?
Hi,
Diba? Posible ba yun, Sir Henry? Hello, Henry.
can you hear me?
Okay na tayo?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Bumati ka muna sa mga nag-aabang sa'yo.
Yes.
Okay, sorry kanina kasi nagkaroon kami ng talagang parusa dito regarding headset and connection. So, I decided na ilipat sa laptop. So, again, first time ko mag-live. So, mas sanay ako ng live audience eh. Alam mo yun, Sharon. So, mas gusto ko yung na-stress ako sa maraming tao nakaharap sa akin kasi hindi ito. First time ko talaga ito. So, sorry kung meron akong kapalpakan na sasabihin. But, I will try my best to contribute and to share kung ano yung knowledge na meron akong naipon para i-share sa inyo. So, ayun.
Ayan, coming out party to ni Henry sa mga live forum.
Sir Henry's live forum, Cherry.
Welcome, and I hope you have a blast sa first time mo.
Exciting pala to.
And who are so happy while they're commenting on Facebook. Finally daw. Kanina pa.
Finally.
Hi.
Ay, alam mo, parang lahat ata ng staff ng Themes and Motives, natataranta na. Natataranta na.
Hindi ako nataranta.
Natataranta sila. Pero we're so glad, okay na. Ganyan talaga pag live. Ganyan talaga. May mga technical difficulties. Kung natin hawak ang but Hindi, nagdadaldalan kami dito kanina. And, we've yun nga, ang ano natin is, ang trend kasi is, ang nakikita natin, eventually, medyo intimate muna weddings kasi restrictions yan under the new normal habang wala pang cure, ang COVID, wala pang vaccine. So may mga guidelines tayo dapat sundin so that everyone will stay healthy, nobody will get sick.
Yun pa lang yung guidelines. Maging healthy. Yun pa lang yung guidelines.
Maging healthy. But under the modified ECQ, pwede na ang 10, di ba? GCQ, pwede na ang 10. So, sabi namin sa church, yung religious institutions, malamang very strict yan sa 10. di ba? But kung gusto mo mag-celebrate and gusto ko yung man lang immediate, yung extended family ko, my siblings, yung family ng kapatid ko would be able to celebrate. Ang ano namin is, posible ba yun? Hati-hatiin natin yung mga guests at iba-ibang venues sila. It could be iba-ibang function room in a hotel or in a venue kasi may mga nakausap na ako, no? Na they're starting, actually see a very good friend, Mahogany Place, and we'll be guesting them in one of our talks, na mag-open na sila ng by appointment, they're going to have their ocular inspection na because papakita nila ano yung mga available smaller venues na nila. Also with the pergola, they're reconfiguring paano yung, kasi before dapat may minimum guarantee ka, so wala nang ganon. So yun, posible, we're thinking, posible ba yun na, okay, I will get 4 functions, and then maybe i-spare ko yung guests ko dun sa 4 function rooms. So I'll get, para naman more than 10 people ang actually nagse-celebrate with us. At sabi nga namin, pag hotel, we'll ask the hotel, may ibang team for the food, syempre, iba-iba yun. For the stylist, kung ano yung ayos dun sa room kung nasan yung couple, same styling, same theme. And of course, yung streaming nun would be dependent on the photo video team, no? Posible to Henry of you.
Okay, let's face it, mahirap gumalaw ngayong COVID. So, ang ginawa ko talaga for yung first month, napraning ako kasi yung issue parang nakakatakot, 'di ba? Kumbaga kung ano yung update na news about yung galawan ng COVID or kung paano siya in-experiment, kung gaano kabilis mag-spread or mahawak. Parang matatakot ka talagang lumabas. Kaya nga, di ba, kinampaign ng lahat. And until now, stay home. Pero yun nga, naisip natin na we as a wedding supplier, kailangan natin mag-isip talaga. Number one, bago ka mag-isip, aralin mo muna yung galawan ng virus. Or paano ka makaiwas at paano ka madaling mahahawa. Dapat alam mo lahat ng precaution. So, sa nakikita ko dito, ang gagawin natin is I guess tanggapin natin na talagang magiging intimate yung wedding natin. So meaning, ang guest as of now siguro 10 to 25. And hindi na bago sa akin ang intimate wedding kasi madami na naman ako nagawang intimate wedding. I admit, nag-enjoy ako kasi mas nakatutok ako sa buong preparation kasi hindi ako na-stress. Unlike pag sinabi mo big wedding, involved na doon yung big production. So, grabe yung preparation, grabe yung stress, grabe yung daming taong involved. So, yun yung medyo nakakatakot. And I guess, impossible na i-apply ngayon during pandemic at wala pa tayong vaccine. So, pabor ako sa intimate, pero yun nga, kailangan alamin mo muna ang galawan ng virus. Ikaw, kung hindi ka pa nakakalabas or kung sino man sa inyo ang hindi lumalabas, i-try nyo munang lumabas. Observe nyo kung ano yung actual na nakikita nyo sa mga establishments. Let's say, kahapon nagpunta ako ng isang LDC. Medyo nakakatakot kasi makikita mo yung ibang tao kung ano-ano ang hinahaw or mali ang paghawak sa mask. And yung iba nakikita mo, pagpapasok lang sa pinto, hahawakan mismo yung railing. So, makikita mo yung galawan nila kung let's say kung tao mo yun at hindi mo na-orient ng tama and then nag-uusap kayo tapos nakikita mo yung mask nila hindi ganun kaganda yung quality, medyo na dito na, so medyo delikado. So inaral ko yung muna ng galawan, lumabas ako, actually lakasan pa rin ng loob yung paglabas ko, but I have to kasi nga ang dami rin nagtatanong at nag-PPM sa akin mga stylist, yung iba na nahihinaan na ng loob kasi parang sinasabi nila limited na yung resources nila, gumagawa na lang sila ng paraan. May mga kakilala rin ako, nagtitinda na rin ako ano-ano. Ako rin, nagtitinda ako ng vitamins. So, and one thing good, hindi ako nagpadala sa talagang sitwasyon. Kumbaga, from day one, ito kagad dito ako magpa-quarantine sa condo kasi nga ayokong malapit sa parents, sa nanay ko kasi matanda na siya. So, umiwas. And feeling ko lagi akong lalabas dahil kailangan kong lumabas. Let's say, pupunta ako sa bangko, and good thing na natuto na ako mag-online sa bank. And little by little, matututo rin tayong maging gumamit ng online para at least lahat medyo safe ka talaga. So, one time, nagpunta rin ako sa Meralco, inobserve ko kung ano ang galawan doon. Lately, nagkaroon ng issue sa Meralco. So, lahat tayo nagulat sa bills natin, di ba? So, ang ginawa ko, nagpunta ako ng Meralco from the main entrance, dun sa gate pa lang, waiting area pa lang, maayos yung sistema nila. So, pila-pila na 2 meters. And then from there sa loob, may nag-a-assist din. Then may mga markers kung saan ka pupunta, mag-i-inquire ka ba, or magbabayad ka ba. So, magkaibang flow yun. And then, ang ginawa nila sa counter, may harang na acrylic. May window lang. So, medyo ikot ka. Ngayon, i-apply natin ngayon sa events. Sa wedding, let's say yung category ko, event wedding. Hindi ako pwedeng mag-offer ng fabulous or grand wedding. Number one, nakakatawang mag-offer ng grand wedding kung ang guest mo is 20 or 10 to 25. Nakakatawang sabihin grand wedding, intimate nga yung itsura nyo, di ba? Konti lang kayo. So, paano mo sasabihin grand? Siguro gawin nating simple but elegant.
Yes.
Ganon.
Which so, I'm sure you're
kung tatanungin nyo ko, ano Sorry?
I'm sure you're also very used to doing these beautiful, elegant, small weddings, di ba po?
Oo. Yeah, kasi
can I enjoy
diba? I'm sure. Parang, yung ang ano kasi it's really a paradigm shift, 'di ba? Kasi some people would think that that's why I don't want to say na i-downsize mo, i-downscale mo. You will only downsize it in terms of the number of attendees. I mean, this is how I view it. In terms of the number of attendees. If normally you will budget for 250, maybe now it's like 50, at most siguro 100 kasi ang hirap din even if you'll have this satellite venues, no, smaller venues. So in terms of logistics, that will be a challenge for your supplier. So probably like 100 or 150. But you have to think out of the box. Not because you're having an intimate wedding does not mean na magdi-DIY ka na lang.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang ang cheap na ng wedding. Well, intimate is not cheap. Diba?
Yeah.
So now that you will downscale your number of guests. So instead na makaka-afford ka na ngayon ng surf and turf, 'di ba? Na plate. 'Di ba? Parang mapapastake mo na. You can have that lobster in your menu. Diba? So having an intimate wedding, diba? Intimate wedding, even in the choices of flowers, kung dati hindi ko alam, ano ba, gusto ko moms lang, kasi 60 tables ako. Pwede kang mag-upgrade ngayon ng mga flowers mo, diba? Because peonies ka na. I'm sorry, hindi kami no, pero that's how I see it. It may not be the grand, fabulous, but it can still be very, very beautiful and classy. Tama ba?
Sir, I have a question. So, maybe the couples before this, they were planning for big weddings. And now they're shifting. Iniisip nila, sige, maliit na yung wedding natin. What should they keep in mind now that maybe they will do an intimate wedding? Kasi baka in the past months, they were thinking of a grand scale. So what should they keep in mind to make the intimate wedding special and memorable? How is it different from a bigger scale production?
Okay, number one, kailangan sundan pa rin natin yung pattern or let's say yung 4 seasons ng 4 seasons. Like, first quarter, so summer to, ito yung ideal month para magpakasal. And then mid-year hanggang third quarter, ito yung medyo tag-ulan. So ano dapat i-consider mo? Kailangan medyo indoor ka. First quarter, outdoor. Okay, yan. Yeah. And the best outdoor. Mas safe yun. Kasi mas airy yung lugar, mas safe ka than indoor kasi di ba may issues din sa aircon, na
Mhm.
sinasabi nila. So, sobrang dami na lumabas na write-up or info kung paano nag-spread yung virus. Eh. So, sobra akong praning talaga sa virus. Kaya, iniisip ko talaga yung safety first. Okay?
Mhm.
So, paano natin ma-maintain na elegant or classy yung styling? Of course, maraming ways para ma-maintain mo pa rin yung Instagrammable
Yes.
setup. And then, since intimate na siya, kailangan maging proportion yung setup mo or kailangan maging balance. Matuto
Mhm.
kang mag-edit kasi anong nangyayari nasundan yung pattern na galit yung setup. So
Mhm.
avoid that. Kumbaga, kailangan mong madiscipline muna yung sarili mo. Kailangan mong i-apply yung pagiging minimalist mo.
Okay.
Kasi pag marami ka nilalagay na component, ibig sabihin confused ka eh. So para
Okay.
kang tumataya or nagsusunod ka sa dami ng hawak mong pondo, taya ka
Mhm.
ng taya kasi gusto mo mag-win pero nanguhula ka. Hindi
Yes.
mo alam kung alin talaga yung number na tatama, right? But
Yes.
since marami kang budget, sige, lagay ka ng lagay hanggang sa flattered na naman. So sa
Mhm.
akin, na sobrang nag-uso yung too much. Sabi nga nila, too much will kill you. So this
Mhm.
time, i-try nating baguhin yung look. I-try nating i-apply ng tama yung visual ng intimate wedding based then of
Mhm.
course sa number of guests. Hindi naman porket sinabing intimate or let's say 20 to 25 plus eh magiging tipid ang itsura. Ang sinasabi ko lang or ang tinuturo ko lang yung proper visual for intimate wedding.
Yes.
Okay? So kung makikita niyo, ang laging inspiration ko is Vogue weddings. Si Vogue nakapaglabas na ng actual intimate wedding. Sobrang intimate. Halos sila-sila lang. And ever since, hindi ganun kadalas nag-feature ng grand wedding si Vogue.
Vogue. Okay.
Lagi niyang pinifeature uh, na hindi lang sila sa ancestral house.
Yes.
Sobrang linis at sobrang simple yung low and below the sheen and lush floral
Yes.
arrangements with candles. So things like that, sobrang na-appreciate ko kasi ang linis,
Yes.
ang bango, at
Yes.
ramdam na ramdam mo yung magiging wedding. Kasi
Yes.
di ba, I admit, pag maraming nangyari sa isang wedding, let's say, maraming production number na magaganap ang couple, na, preparation pa lang nakaka-stress na.
Yes.
Okay? Preparation pa lang nakaka-stress na. Ang daming involved na tao. So,
Mhm.
yun doon pa lang, hindi mo na ma-enjoy you as a couple. Naka-witness na ako na nag-iinit ang ulo
Stress
ng
na
bride.
stress.
Oo,
Oo. Because of,
na-stress siya. So, hindi ka
oo, kasi ang daming
ma-enjoy.
details na tututukan,
Oo.
no?
Yes.
Oo.
I'm sure
So,
Marek will agree from an event
so,
perspective.
Yes, the more
yes, pwede ka pa rin naman. Pwede ka pa
segment
rin gumawa ng program
further.
na simple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Simple.
oo.
So maybe that's
Oo.
our reason.
Current situation, I think you can still go thematic. I think you can still be
Yes.
creative, no?
Uh,
Yes, I
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with what Sharon said kanina. I think everybody has to understand na downsizing it or an intimate wedding does not mean it's cheap, no? It doesn't follow, no? Because
yeah.
you can have 10 to 50 guests. God knows kung ano yung, how many rooms you have, but still spend more than expected because you will need to work with a stylist who you'd like to style each venue, and
Yeah.
also again we're trying to push it kasi before nga parang we're okay with them watching it by when we go live on Facebook or
Oo, oo.
but now, feeling ko, it's eventually gonna be a norm na hindi porket we can see you, we don't have to experience
Yes.
Oo.
what you're experiencing at the venue with the couple, di ba?
Oo.
You can
It's possible, yeah.
you can send, di ba? I mean, even may mga deliveries naman ng mga floral deliveries naman. You can send flowers to each venue. It doesn't have to be a venue that you paid for. It can be at the comfort of your homes, di ba? In your
Yes,
time.
oo. Kasi, yes, Marex, kunyari, I want my lolo and lola to experience my wedding.
Yes.
Yes,
But because they're part of the vulnerable population, I don't want them to go out. So,
of course.
Marex, can you make sure that can you sit down with Henry Pascual to make sure that they will have a setup as beautiful as the one that I'll have in my small gathering outside of the house? Diba?
Yes,
In the venue yon. So yung ganon, parang, ang ano ko nga, I forgot sino yung kausap ko the other day. Sabi ko, before the pandemic happened, yung work from home na yan, hindi welcome idea. Parang, even if it was being pushed because of the traffic, etc., parang sinasamla, of course, there's nothing like the real thing, di ba? But hey, look, all of us now are working from home, meeting online, di ba? So, that's gonna be a trend. Sabi nga ni,
it will
sabi nga
happen.
ng
Seeing
World Health, they think that the coronavirus will be a part of our daily lives. There will probably be other stronger viruses. We just have to observe yung health guidelines na binibigay to stay healthy. Of course, that's another topic altogether. But us as wedding professionals, kaya professionals, tapos nasa wedding pa, we're very creative. So I think it's also our role to help our clients kasi sila, alam mo yung nagpaplano ka, parang wow, ito kakasal na, tapos biglang everything stops. And based on the PMs that we've been receiving, a lot of them are at a loss now na parang ano nang gagawin ko? And they
they're
just need us to be
waiting, no? They're waiting.
yeah, they just need us to be there for them. But of course from our end, kasi ito tama-tama sa pumasok na question. Meron na daw bang news if wedding suppliers will be required to wear PPE?
Yes.
Ngayon, i-echo ko lang ang sinabi ng Department of Health, ng CDC, ng World Health. The mask, the medical mask, the N95, the PPE, please save them for the health workers, the frontliners, okay? Kung meron kang extra, may budget ka, and you magpapagawa ka, why not? But, we really should reserve that to our health workers kasi sila yung lumalaban sa sakit na to. But I would like to find out, while we're waiting and we're all excited for a lot of the restrictions to be gradually lifted, ikaw, Henry and Marex, if you can, tig-isa kayo, no? Yun nga, because kailangan natin din i-observe yung health protocols, how are you now preparing? Kasi syempre, that would be a concern also ng mga kliyente natin. Like your team, Henry. Paano mo ako ma-assure, Henry, na, okay na ako, magmumultiple venue ako, I'd like you to dress up. 5 magkakaibang venue, nandun yung 5 different sets of friends and family members ko. Pero ano ang assurance ko na safe sila because we will let your team inside our homes and our venue. Same with you, Marex. What are you doing to prepare, and or do you have any ideas and recommendations to fellow suppliers as well? Ikaw, Henry, would like to go ahead?
Yes. Okay. Nag-start akong lumabas, nag-observe ako, and then kailangan natin ng research din. So, sobrang research, okay? Para at least you as a leader ng isang company, dapat sa iyo mismo manggagaling yung direksyon na kung paano mag-ingat. So, kailangan natin yun nga. Ako, parang pabor ako sa testing ng crew. Gusto ko matest lahat ng crew ko kasi lahat sila nag-uwian sa bahay nila and then isa lang yung naiwan sa akin. Ang ginawa ko sa naiwan sa warehouse ko, siya yung maintenance. Ang ginawa ko, yung family niya, pinadala ko na rin sa warehouse. So, magkakasama silang pamilya. Para at least, hindi siya ma-board naman mag-isa dun sa warehouse. Okay? So, yung since intimate wedding or simple and classy styling ang gagawin natin, hindi na siya nagre-require ng maraming tao. Okay? So, before, nagkakaroon ako, let's say, ng 6 to 8 packs pag sinabi mo 200 to 200 no, 200 guests, 6 to 8 packs na props man, and then I have electrician, and then yung florist ko, ani. So, pag sinabi ng 20, 25, let's say 10 to 20 packs, hahatiin ko yun. Let's say, kukuha ko ng props man na anim. Gusto ko laging ganun, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Hindi ako kumukuha ng 7. Hindi ako kumukuha ng 9. So, para at least balance. Halimbawa, nagbuhat ng isang trades, 2 tao na magbubuhat. So, hindi siya pabalik-balik. Number 1, kailangan lahat gusto kong matest yung involved na tao ko. Okay? So, kailangan invest tayo doon sa test kits para sa tao ko. And then, of course, kailangan din nila ng supplements. Gusto kong maging healthy yung tao ko bago ko sila isapak sa gera. And of course, proper orientation. Kasi mahirap yung puro ka turo ng turo, tapos alam mo naman behind the scene kung ano yung kung gaano siya hindi siya ganun ka health conscious. So lagi siya nagyoyosi. So gusto kong maging lumakas muna siya. Okay? So kasi ma-virus siya, damay lahat eh. So ayokong mangyari yun. So ang gagawin ko, magsusupply ako ng effective and good vitamins for them. And then nag-invest na ako ng UV light. So gusto ko lahat ng props ko bago ko ilabas, UV light siya.
Wow.
So kailangan naka-UV light yon, as in talagang 4 cycles na UV light. So first, second, third, fourth. So kailangan 4 cycles yung gagawin para at least less kapraningan, patay talaga ang virus. Ginagawa na sa ibang bansa, ginagawa na sa ibang malls ang paggamit ng UV light. Meron sa ibang bansa, robot type pa yung UV light nila. So gusto ko yon, and good thing na kapag-invest ako ahead ng UV light. And of course, kailangan kong mag-provide ng personal hygiene kit. So it's very important na lahat ng tauhan mo hygienic. Kailangan walang hiraman. Kanya-kanyang gamit. Good quality ng mask. Tapos proper orientation. Kailangan i-educate mo sila tungkol sa galawan ng hindi natin nakikitang kalaban. Kasi nga, siguro sobra akong praning, kaya takot talaga akong kumilos. Gusto ko na nga maging farmer. Ayoko. Kasi,
Naku, Henry, huwag ka muna maging farmer. Kailangan ka pa ng wedding industry. We need a...
ayun no,
We need...
nag-start na ako magpalago ng kamote.
Huwag ka muna mag-farming. Huwag
Baka
muna,
masyado
Henry.
mag-comment sa Facebook Live na magpa-farming na si Sir Henry.
Huwag muna. Hindi pa mga kaibigan.
Marami pa booking ang naghihintay.
So, maraming
Team yan, Henry. Yan, organic, di ba? Grow your own vegetable team.
Yung mga clients ko, iba-ibang klase. Nag-survey din kasi ako eh. Yung sa mga book clients ko na nag-postpone, karamihan nag-postpone, may ilan-ilan na nag-cancel. Kasi yung nag-cancel, sobrang praning at natakot din. Hindi ko naman sila masisisi. And then yung mga nag-postpone, nag-usap kami, nagsisurvey din ako. So tinatanong ko sila, ano yung dating sa inyo ng pandemic? Siyempre, afraid sila. Ayaw nilang mag-risk. Kasi siyempre, involved ang family nila at makatunda. So nakakatakot pag in-expose mo sila sa gatherings, di ba? Okay, and dun sila sa idea na intimate wedding, 20 to 25 packs. But yun nga, papasok lahat ng team. So dadami pa rin. Hindi naman pag sinabi mo 25 lang kayo eh. Caterer, maraming tao. Ako, maraming tao. Coordinator or planner, marami ring tao. So imagine mo, ilan pa rin ang taong gagalaw. Photo video, maraming tao pa rin involved. So dapat, ang suggestion ko dito, bago dumating ang wedding day, kailangan magkaroon ng alignment lahat.
Right.
Oo.
I was saying,
I think,
in this time of the MECQ, we have to really learn to work with a smaller team, no? It's we have no choice but to learn to work with a smaller team and be able to do more with a smaller team. Kasi it doesn't mean na kahit because intimate yung wedding, konti lang yung work. Chances are marami pa rin gawin,
maraming work. Actually,
sabi ko nga pag hindi nervous ako sometimes pag sinabi, it's just intimate. And I asked them, what is intimate to you? Because Like ako, recently may nagbubook sa akin for an October wedding. Imagine, very optimistic. Gusto niya ikasal ng October.
Full
Eh, go lang, di ba? Love wins. But sabi niya,
Love wins. Tuloy ang kasal.
yes, we want to push through, but intimate lang. So, and then we kept discussing and discussing. Tapos, curious ako because they kept saying intimate and intimate. How many times did they mention during the chat? Sabi niya, if you don't mind me asking, how many guests
Right.
are you looking at? And then sinabi, very intimate, 150.
Oh, di ba? Oo.
Uy,
Kasi,
wedding ko,
All the while,
hindi
I was
intimate
thinking,
yun.
all the while I was thinking, I found it funny because akala ko, like seriously, 15 people, 25
Right.
people.
Yeah.
oo.
Ganun ka intimate. 150. I was like, no, that's not really very intimate. Or maybe initially they were hoping for a guest count.
Oh, 500, ganyan.
They were hoping for that number.
Oo.
So,
Pero,
what I will tell my team is to, I think
Yes,
as a planner, we will still, we will also, like what I did with the last rally that I did March 14, I made sure that all suppliers are wearing PPE, were wearing face, at least, at the very least, face masks. No? Ako, what I did, because I have Faderex, which you mentioned, which you pronounced properly, Sharon, Faderex.
wow, thank
So
you.
I have a staging team, and we have a warehouse. Sabi ko, what can I do at this time? Sayang naman yung mga tools, sayang yung warehouse. So the team is now producing face shields, which, so I'm giving them something to do during this ECQ, no? I'm ECQ. But anyways, I'm going to make sure that the team and all the suppliers involved, no matter how small the team is, I'm going to make sure that everybody should have face masks and if possible face shields when they enter.
Facial.
They expose themselves to the couple, to their families, and to their guests. No?
I like what Sir Henry mentioned, and I think that's the challenge for the events coordinators and on the side of the events is there has to be proper coordination now when you ingress.
Yes.
You
Oh.
ingress, diba? Baka when he was mentioning na, diba, in Meralco, this is how they do it. Maybe now there's gonna be, when you're preparing for the event, there's going to be a proper flow of the room, diba? You only go in
Yeah.
one direction so that you will not hit each other. And that's going to be, I guess, for soon to weds, something that you can bounce off with your coordinators. How can I ensure also, that my suppliers are also able to practice their craft safely and with the proper protocols?
That's correct. I was just about to say, I think now more than ever, it's really very crucial to get a good coordinator,
Yes.
to get a very good events planner, because they will be tying the whole thing together.
Yes.
So, sila yan yung pasok ng tao, making sure that people are, uh, ready to go to work, 'di ba? Yung ganyan, ensuring na implemented yung proper safety standards. That would really fall on the shoulders of the wedding planners out there.
Love the venues, rules, diba? The
Yes.
process to enter. I'm sure it's not going to be as simple as before. There's a lot of things that you have to accomplish before you even get inside the venue. And understandable naman because of the situation.
Oo. So yun, ako ang tip ko sa mga brides and grooms to be, please be very careful also. Tuloy ang kasal, but be very careful with your choice of coordinators. Let me just go through this list very briefly. Nakita ko siya sa eventbrite.com, and I said, now more than ever, applicable to, di ba? Yung successful event managers, how do you gauge them? And it can even go for the event stylist. So there are 10 traits. And you have to look for this. Mga soon-to-weds out there, make sure, number one, your suppliers have very good people skills. Okay. Number two, flexible because of all the changes. Number three, they have to be very good listeners. Number four, very organized. Number five, passionate. Kasi special yung day mo. So they have to have the passion for your event. Hindi lang dahil gusto lang nila magkatrabaho, but they have to be passionate. A very good communicator. They should remain calm under pressure. After all, andyan pa rin ang coronavirus.
Yes.
Decisive. Okay? And number 9, experience. So dapat na-expose siya sa from the simplest to the most complicated event. Medyo nadaanan niya na to. And I think this is very important, the last point. All of us in the wedding industry should be creative problem solvers. And I think we should be that for our clients. Let us help them find a way to have their beautiful celebrations. Given the pandemic, given the restrictions, we'll find creative ways. And, it's up to us to let them feel now we're just here and we can still help you make your dream wedding come true. Or
Yeah.
dream debut. Diba?
Yes.
So yun lang, wala lang, gusto ko lang i-share.
Very nice. And the winner is...
And the winner is, diba?
Pero tama, we have to be able to present our couples with options pa. And kasi feeling ko, some couples are they're feeling defeated already. Feeling nila, hindi na nila, diba, we cannot make this wedding beautiful. No, that's not true. You can still make it beautiful. You can still make it unique. Actually, ang maganda nga, the word is unique. It's gonna be a unique wedding. And can you imagine the video, the final video of your wedding, or if you even have an SDE, how beautiful, how unique, and how creative that video will be because it happened during the ECQ, a once in a lifetime pandemic, diba? It's still possible. You can still make your wedding beautiful even in this situation.
Well said, Marex. Henry, ikaw, baka last few points you'd like to share with the soon-to-weds? Ikli ng time. Ang tagal na pala natin nag-uusap, diba? Let's do this again.
Yes.
Henry, words for your yung mga nag-aantay mong followers.
Yes.
Okay, I go for local or support local muna this time kasi let's face it, lahat ng bansa na tamaan, hindi lang naman tayo, but we as a Filipino, so syempre priority muna natin na suportahan ng kapwa Pilipino. Okay? Huwag muna tayo mag-royal theme. So mag-Filipiniana theme muna tayo. Explore natin ang ganda at kung ano ang meron sa Pilipinas. Okay? So kasi ayokong i-encourage yung mga or yung team na let's say sobrang royalty na sobrang mamahalin tapos nasa backyard ka lang naman. So nakakatawa yun. Okay? So ilagay natin sa lugar yung tamang team. Okay?
Yeah.
And ako, for the meantime, ang ganda ng Filipiniana, kung tutusin, mahirap na kung gagawin mong tama. Sa totoo lang. Hirap ang Filipiniana kung gagawin mong tama. And then, marami tayong resources dito. Marami tayong local flowers, local foliage na available sa market, sa garden shop, sa flower shop. So mag-focus muna tayo sa local since intimate naman ang pinag-usapan natin. And siguro and doon lang talaga yung discipline natin pagdating sa visual. Wag too much. Yun lang uli ang uulitin ko. Wag too much. Parang sa sobrang dami mong elements, again, hindi na nakikita yung couple. So this time, intimate na tayo. So gusto ko maaliwalas lahat. Gusto ko nagkikita-kita yung 25 guests.
Right.
So anyway ko, kung saan ako tumingin, gusto ko nakikita yung guest ko. Since kailangan na natin i-apply din yung distancing, so I guess kailangan maaliwalas lahat. Ayun.
Thank you, Sir Henry.
Thank you sa tip na yan.
Yes.
Go local.
I like that.
Yes. Go local.
Go local. Pag maghahanap kayo ng protective face shields, wag na mag-import from China. Nandyan ang Fabrics.
Correct.
Yes.
The link in the Facebook comments.
Hello daw, sabi ni Zenas Pineda. Hello, Zenas. Thank you for watching.
Kung lalaki ka lang.
Many commenters who are really liking your tips. So thank you so much, Sir Henry and Marex, for sharing with us your expertise. We know na you are the best people to help us and to help Soon to Eds really navigate this time and figure out what can we do, how can we move forward, and allow our love to win.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Yes.
us this morning. I had so much fun. Love wins, everybody. Love
Love
wins.
wins. Tuloy ang kasal, tuloy ang celebrations.
We're here for you. All the suppliers are helping you. We're so excited to help you make your dream wedding come true. Okay? Let's make it happen.
Miss
Thank
Sharon?
you, Marex. Henry, thank you so much. Maraming salamat po to everyone that tuned in to our second broadcast. Sobrang bitin. We've already
Thank
gone
you.
over
Thank you.
30
See you again
minutes na,
soon.
no? 1 hour, 30 minutes. Pero sobrang bitin. Guys, let's do this again one day, soon.
Yeah.
Marami pa tayong ideas na pwedeng pag-usapan and I look forward to another session with the two of you. I'd
Sure.
like to
Sure.
say special shout out po sa aming producer, si
Maraming
Sir Bojo Bonifacio. Thank you for making this happen.
Let's
Thank
thank
you.
To the teams and motive staff who are ang aming back end, nasa kanya-kanya mga bahay pero naka-tune in sila at nagka-troubleshoot.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much sa mga teams ng Gem and Naps, Gladys, Miss Ruth, Carla. Maraming salamat po for the support for this broadcast. To my better half, Mr. Doji Fabian, salamat po for monitoring also all the questions. To the soon-to-eds out there, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of your comments. If you have questions, please send a private message to our Facebook page or email us at info@themesandmotives.com. Yes, tama po si Marex. Love wins every time. Ituloy po natin ang ating kasal. I would like to invite you next week again sa ating live broadcast where you will hear experts in the wedding industry give their fearless forecast. After that, we will have our live product and promo presentations from the suppliers na kasali po sa first ever 3-in-1 online bridal summit of themes and motives. At ang title po, syempre, Love Wins, tuloy ang kasal. That's going to be a one-day affair, Saturday, May 30, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Punta po kayo sa aming website, themesandmotives.com.
Exciting.
And you don't just see the contact details of our exhibitors there. You can call them or you can chat with them with just a click of a button. So we look forward to having all the soon-to-weds visit our online bridal summit and join us again next Saturday for our FB forum and Saturday afternoon for the live promo presentations of the participating exhibitors. Maraming salamat po, Ms. Rona.
Thank you. Thank you. We hope you have a good Saturday. And we're looking forward to seeing you all back here. May 30, 10 a.m. We're going to do that fearless forecast. And like I said, and like we mentioned, I really think Zoom is it and intimate weddings. But for more, please join us. You can send this video, this link also to friends who might want to get married and who will find this helpful and useful. Please tag them or send this. Ayun. So thank you again, Sir Henry and Marex. I had so much fun
Thank
this
you,
morning.
guys. Miss Rona, nasa YouTube na rin tayo. This is going to be up sa YouTube, on Monday. So if you missed the broadcast, you can find us on in YouTube.
YouTube and here on Facebook also.
Yes.
So thank
Maraming
you.
salamat po.
Have a good Saturday.
Sharon. Thank you, Henry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your
Thank you.
life.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.